32M was the breeding male of the Teanaway Pack, whose territory is located in Washington's Central Cascade Mountains. He was the first wolf to reestablish a pack in the Central Cascades in 100 years. 32M and his pack thrived in an area inundated with human recreation, intermixed private residences, and grazing of sheep and cattle on public allotments with minimal interactions with people or livestock over the years. He first came on the scene in 2011 when pictures and videos of him, like this one, were picked up on remote game cameras by the United States Forest Service and Western Transportation Institute. So we knew he'd been there for a while before I encountered him in person. My first physical encounter with 32M was in the late spring in 2013 when I trapped and radio collared him. These pictures were taken at that time. We radio collar wolves to learn more about them, their movements and territory, and to help estimate wolf population numbers for our annual wolf count each winter. Despite being 94 pounds, 32M was timid with an unassuming face. He calmly tried to back away when we approached to dart him with an immobilizing drug to fit a radio collar and take measurements. Other videos and pictures captured over the years show 32M with some of the many pups he fathered that helped with the ongoing recovery of wolves in the state. He and his pack continued to exist in this part of the state for many years with little conflict between humans and wolves. I encountered 32M once again in May of 2019 when I caught him again in a trap. The VHF collar he'd been wearing for 6 years was still functioning, but I used this opportunity to replace the aging collar, take measurements, and check him over. At the time, he was 11 years old and weighed 88 pounds, so about 6 pounds lighter than in his prime. You could see how the years had taken a toll. You could feel the bones in his hips, and you could see the graying in his face, just like with older dogs. Then over the winter of 2019 to 2020, a new black wolf started showing up on our trail cameras in the Teanaway Pack territory, and at the same time we saw 32M slowing down significantly. His inevitable physical decline was progressing. 32M was having trouble keeping up with the pack, and he was seen feeding on an elk carcass in someone's pasture. He was having difficulty getting up and walking quite slowly when he decided to move. He was now at least 12, and the years of maintaining a territory, raising pups, and providing food for them had taken its toll, weighing heavily on his physical state. But his progeny live on across Washington and beyond. We were able to radio collar a number of 32M's pups over the years, and follow their movements. Some dispersed several hundred miles into BC, Canada, but one, a 2-year-old male, 102M, decided to stick around the Central Cascades. Within about a month after 102M was captured in February 2020, both he and 32M left the Teanaway Pack territory and headed east toward the Nanum Pack. I suspect this was probably with some prompting from the new black wolf in the old territory. From telemetry data and trail cameras, 102M appears to have joined the Nanum Pack. 32M lived out his final months solitary in a small area between the Teanaway and Nanum Pack territories. It was early summer when we received several reports of a lone gray wolf in the foothills above Allensburg. After not hearing anything for a while, I went out to check signals from 32M's collar. This time I detected a mortality signal. I used his collar to locate his body in a dense creek bottom, and upon investigation I found that he most likely died of natural causes, what appeared to be old age. He was at least 12 years old, which is old for a wolf. This was as good an end for 32M as anyone could hope for, the Patriarch of wolves recolonizing the Central Cascades. Beyond him, though, wolf recovery continues in Washington's Central Cascades as we continue to monitor the new members of the Teanaway, the Nanum, and potentially other new packs.